on what it means to be a bold believer. And Paul is teaching something that I feel is necessary for us in our walk, in our journey. There's a lot of us right now that are striving to come into greater agreement with our boldness in God. A part of increasing in faith and walking in faith is that one of the byproducts of living in faith is that you're called to increase in confidence. This is not even, I don't have that scripture up here, but I'm going to give it to you guys anyway. Hebrews 10. Now, Colossians 4 give us principles, really, on principles, and it paints a picture of what it means to be a bold believer. The righteous way. Because there is a right way and there is a righteous way. And a lot of times what we're seeing people do, and I'm going to explain what this means in a second, is doing things based upon what they think is the right way. But then there is a righteous way. There's another scripture that says there is a way or an attitude that seems right. That's in Proverbs 14 and 12. There's a way that appears to be right. There's a way that seems right unto a person, but the end of that way leads to death. What that scripture basically says is that everybody feels as though their way is right. We, as humans, all from our own perspectives and journeys, revelations and beliefs, have our own even moral code, frame of thinking of what we feel is right, or even the right way to handle certain matters, deal with certain people, unpack certain situations in a way that we feel is best. But before I step further into that, I want to talk about that though. However, it is very important for us to understand that it is important that as we're growing in the faith, that we grow in confidence. Yeah, we grow in confidence. Hebrews 10:35. It tells us to not cast our confidence away. Don't throw your confidence away, for it has great recompense of reward, meaning it is the key to the reward of what you're believing God for in your life. You continue to read, it says, so you have need of patience, that after you have done the will of God, the true confidence according to Scripture is doing the will of God. Having or being confident in a way that is pleasing is doing and moving boldly in the instruction of God. That after you have done the will of God, you might receive the promise. For yet a little while, and he that shall come will come and will not tarry. When God comes, he will come. In the time that God is coming, in the area that we're believing for, he's going to be there on time, every time. That's an old school phrase. Somebody has declared that he's an on-time God. He's going to come on time every time. The 38th verse of that, of Hebrews 10, again, I didn't give her this, it's just coming to me as I'm up here. It says, now the justified, those that are justified, those that are redeemed, those that belong to Christ, the just shall live by faith. And so living a life of faith is living a life of confidence. And a life of confidence that is sure is a life that is rooted in the instruction of God. Meaning, I am bold because I am moving according to what I know to be sure of His will, concerning His will. He says that's true confidence, is that you live a life out loud that is a direct reflection of His will. Not other men's preferences, but the will of God. Not other ideas. So that's what we talk about, being bold. All right? Confidence, true confidence, is a life that is pursued from a revelation of the will of God. True confidence is a life and a lifestyle that is pursued from the revelation of God's will in your life. So you have to be very careful to not take on false confidence. What makes it false confidence? Pursuing anything that is not in the will of God.
Jesus.
Make it as simple as possible. What makes it false confidence is not because you haven't done your research, not because you don't have resources, because you haven't asked other people, how is it over there, how good it is or is not. It's not based upon those things. What makes it false confidence is if there is any pursuit in anything that God's will is not in. That's what makes it a false confidence. It's a false pursuit. Because there's no true certainty that you will be successful in this if you haven't got God's backing on this.
Jesus.
I don't care how many people are good at it. I don't care how much success rate is in this field. Oh, God. I can mess with you a little bit. Your major should not be a reflection of other men's success, but of God's will for your life. Everything about what I do, so I can be truly confident in it, should flow from the revelation of God's will. If not, it is sin.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, I thought sin is just doing bad things. No. Sin is pursuing anything outside of God. Is this too much for you?
It's good.
I need to talk about something else.
That's good.
I'm coming to the main scripture. Am I making sense to everybody tonight? Go ahead. Say it. Oh, I was talking about like our majors in school, so I was using that as an example. And so basically, if your major, just and this is making it simple, if you're pursuing a major or a pursuit of of anything. You're pursuing a major just because other people are pursuing it, or because it just is something you research as something that others are good at, or this is ideally going to make the most money for you. Like, that's cool, but until it is surrendered in prayer and approved by God with time spent with God, that this is for your life, you cannot truly say you're confident in pursuing that until you've gotten the approval from God.